What is the saying? Hashtag welcome Martin. Not that FA Cup winner, 3-time Hammer of the Year, 8th greatest hammer of all time, hat-trick scorer of that famous 8-1 win versus Newcastle, 22 years at the club, over 600 appearances and plus 30 goals. Alvin Martin, that Martin? No. Welcome David Martin, Alvin Martin's son. He has signed for West Ham initially on a 2-year contract with the option of a 1-year extension. David is 33 years old and signs for the club on the 1st of July. And West Ham make their second summer signing. And it's a second goalkeeper to add to Roberto. So we'll now have David Martin, Roberto and Fabianski in the ranks, which will then allow Nathan Trott, the youth prospect we've got coming up through the ranks, a chance to go out on loan, which, I see it as a positive sign. A lot of people are complaining about his age and why we're bringing in a third goalkeeper, but you need to remember there's the rules and regulations in the Premier League where you need to have a certain amount of quota of English players, and David Martin obviously meets that criteria. On top of that, if you add David Martin's and Roberto's joint salary, it's still substantially low in comparison to what Adrian was on. So it's given great competition. There's 3 keepers there. Fabianski is obviously the main starter, but to have 2 backups, you can never really go wrong. And yeah, it fills a gap. It's a shrewd bit of business between Silas and Pellegrini. So well done. Let's give you some information on the new signing. Born in Romford, he began his career for Wimbledon in 2003. And he remained in the team when they changed through to the MK Dons. He, at 19 years old, signed by then the Champions League's holders, Liverpool, in January of 2006. And he was a regular feature in the reserve side, but also was called up into the first team squads. So he's been in and around, winners, strong winners within that setup. He had loan spells at Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley, who are they? And Leicester City followed. And he played 25 times in the League One for Leicester as they secured promotion as champions in 2009. He had further loan deals at Tranmere Rovers, Leeds United, and whilst at Leeds was alongside his now new teammate Robert Snodgrass. He had loans at Derby County and joined MK Dons and would spend a further 7 seasons with the side, reaching approximately over 340 appearances for MK Dons, which is good stats. He was named the Player of the Year in 2015-16 season in the first year in the Championship. He kept clean sheets during the game where they famously beat Manchester United 4-0 in the Capital One Cup in 2014. He signed for Millwall Boots in September 2017 and has only played over 15 times over the past 2 seasons. He's represented England at under 20 level and has played in the team that finished runners-up to France in the UEFA European Under-19 Championship in 2015. So, yeah, we've signed him from Millwall. Millwall fans don't seem too particularly happy that he has come to West Ham. He was getting released. He was a free transfer. It's a no-brainer why we would take on someone like that. Sounds like he's going to be a good and interesting person to have in and around the squad and in the changing room, and that's obviously a sign of the starting point of what Pellegrini is trying to do, is create that really strong bond between the squad and the players, and that's something that's definitely needed. He's born and bred West Ham from his dad, and if he can bring any of that, proper London, East London connection, what it means to pull on the claret and blue, but in his case pulling on the green home shirt but with our badge on it, if he can just emulate anything or portray any message to those players to let them know what it is to pull on that West Ham top and what the fans need and what the fans want, then for me it's a positive sign. The guy knows the club inside out, whether he's been with there's images going around of him as a kid with his dad, during his dad's era at the club. So the boy will know. It's like any West Ham fan, you know, you're going to look for that opportunity. He must be delighted. He must be over the moon, as you would be if you signed for your club, your boyhood club. So yeah, I'm happy with it. It's funny, people are slagging it off, but it makes utter sense why they have signed this player. Let Nathan Trott go out on loan, build up the experience, and potentially come back within the next couple of years and challenge that first team slot. I'm really keen to see it. You always see it in Italy when you get a lot of youth players who challenge and potentially are in the first team starters for teams like AC Milan. And I think their keeper at one point was sitting at over 150 appearances and he was only like 20. You know, if they've got the ability, it's something I'd definitely like to see, is have a commanding goalkeeper at the back at that age, and we can potentially have him for the rest of his career. And Nathan Trott does look like he is a talent, so it can only but do him favours by going out on loan and getting first team experience. So it's a good bit of business by West Ham. Get your comments in below, hit the thumbs up, let us know your thoughts on David Martin signing for West Ham, and yeah, do you agree with the signing? Do you agree with what I've said? Do you think it's a waste of time? Would you rather see Nathan Trott given a chance? You know, there is a kind of argument to it to say, you know, if he's such a good talent, why don't you let him come up into the squad? But I think it's been a tactical decision, and it looks like Pellegrini is working behind the scenes to get exactly what he wants, which I believe he will get this summer. So let's have the faith. I'm Anton, this is Irons United. Come on, you Irons.